Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to this week's edition of Urshel Speaks. Again, a nice hitter today, but we're going back to the one thing that we're best at, and that's sharing some of the wisdom, solving life's problems, and making sure that everything that we do to live our life, we do it to live on purpose and live at the highest level possible. And so, I didn't really have much or a specific topic to go over yesterday, and so I just really started thinking about the things that I'm doing and what's going on in my life, looking back over the past year, looking forward, but really trying to live present in each moment, which is really the only thing that we can do to live life at the highest level, is to live strong in every moment. But I started. I have a journal, and I'm not really good at journaling. In the past, I have not been good at journaling. I've decided to change that, and so I have this journal. I have several of them. It's called the Best Self Journal, and it's really good. And so one of the things that I started doing is looking at my habits, really the habits that I want to have each day, and realizing how important that is. And there's some great books out there on habits. One of the best ones I've read in a while is Atomic Habits. I think by James Clear. Great book if you want to check one out on really building those small habits that make for a totally different life, and a life that you can create, the life that you want. But when I really started looking at it, I'm going to talk about one habit today, and I'm going to share this with you. Um, and and I'm going to do like a social test, right? A social experiment with my life. And then maybe some of you might want to join me, and we can circle back around in about 30 days and see what the impact is. But, over the last few years of my life, and specifically, over the last year and even more over the last few months, one of the habits that I have every day is I have to take certain pills. And some of those pills are a result of maybe genes and heredity, things that, have run in my family as far as health in the past. And some of those things, maybe as a result of the choices that I've made over my life, how I've lived my life. And, some of them I don't even know particularly, but now I have a habit every morning, and sometimes in the afternoon, and now sometimes at night before I go to bed, at least 3 times a day, of having to take pills out of bottles and having to eat those pills, swallow those pills. And the whole point is to get my body, or certain parts of the chemicals in my body, certain parts of what's going on inside of me, whether it's my brain or my cholesterol or blood pressure or blood sugar or whatever it is. I have to take these pills. I'm taking these pills to get my body to function at an appropriate or an optimal level, to correct either damage that has been done, or deficiencies, or like I mentioned, maybe even heredity, and to change what's going on inside of me. So the key to those prescriptions is, and I have not done this in the past, and I've done much better lately. The key to those prescriptions is I have to do them every day. And not only do I have to take them every day, with some of them, it's important that I take them at or about the same time every day, so I maintain the same level of that particular prescription, that particular drug in my body, so that it has a level impact. If I take it at 8 o'clock in the morning one day, and then I'm going to have a period of time where I'm not getting the impact of that specific medication. And so unfortunately, and I never, thought I'd be taking pills every day. And I never, thought that would be a part of my life because I, always felt like I was healthy and was going to be healthy until I, wasn't here anymore. But that's a reality of my life. And here's the key, if I want the result that medication is supposed to give me, until I have gotten to the point where I don't need it anymore, if I want the result, I have to be consistent. I have to comply with how the doctor has prescribed it. I have to pay attention. I have to monitor certain things. On my phone, I can show you all the labs that I've taken and everything that is going on as far as I know. And I like to be aware of what's going on so that as I'm doing these things, I can see whether they're making a difference or not. If they're not, I'm going to have a talk with my physician. I'm going to have a talk with someone and say, hey, this isn't working. This isn't helping. I need something different. I need to do something different. And of course, some of it is I may need to make some changes in my lifestyle and some changes in the things that I'm doing. So I got to thinking about this particular part of my life because now taking these prescriptions has become a habit. It's a habitual part of my life and it's a habitual part of my routine. And some of it is multiple times a day. And I don't know about you, but I don't have any desire to take these prescriptions. I really want to. And some of it might even be ego, but really, you read the bottles and, there's a whole bunch of potential side effects that could come, especially with taking any medication over a long period of time. So I want to make the corrections so that they're not necessary. But I started thinking about that and realizing that these are some of the new habits in my life with the number of times that I've been around the sun now, which is 51. And so I started thinking about, okay, well, these aren't the only things that I need impact and I need change. So I've decided, and this is where I want to invite you to join me because, again, this is Urshel Speaks. So what are we doing? We're solving the world's problems. Right man, right time, saying the right words to change the world. And that world is my world, your world, wherever we're living. And so I decided that I was going to start a new prescription. And I started this week. And I wrote this down in my journal that I was telling you about yesterday. And now I was not compliant with my expectations or the goal that I set. And this is what I did. So as a goal, I decided that a new prescription for my life, a new thing that I'm going to do and I'm going to take as diligently as I'm taking these pills that are supposed to help with certain aspects of my chemicals in my body is gratitude. So that's my new prescription. And not that I don't consider myself to be an ungrateful person or that I don't appreciate things or people. There are so many people in my life that I appreciate and I value so much. So many of my friends, those of you that have supported me, that listen to this show, obviously, and people that I've done business with and my family. But, I think a lot of us take gratitude like I used to take my blood pressure medication. Kind of whenever something came up or I felt like, maybe my blood pressure is elevated or I'm having certain symptoms. And then I would think, I need to start taking my blood pressure medication. And then I would take it for a while and then I would feel good or I'd get a few good blood pressure readings, for a few days in a row. And I'd say, I've healed myself. I don't really need that anymore. And so I wasn't really making it a habit and being compliant. And I realized that that's kind of how it is with gratitude for a lot of us. And gratitude, thankfulness is so important. We have this one holiday that we call Thanksgiving, and it's one day out of the year, a month before Christmas. And so, that's not really the prescription that we want to have for having gratitude in our life because it has a tremendous impact on what comes into our life. Gratitude and thanksgiving being thankful, being appreciative for the things that are in your life. Really, three things, the things that are in your life today. That's one thing to be thankful for. The things that are not in your life today, the things that you're not experiencing. You see on the news of what's going on in India, and we have a lot of friends who are originally from India, and who have family there. And to see that, one of my friends is talking about real estate right now, Natalie out there, and they're talking about the shortage of lumber, and how that's affecting the housing market and the prices of houses right now, and how many houses are being built. Well, in India, they're having a shortage of wood. They're having a shortage of wood to make fires, to burn bodies of people who are dying from COVID right now. They're running out of wood to cremate bodies in public. So that second aspect of gratitude is things that aren't in our life, things that we're not experiencing. We can be thankful that we're not facing those challenges, or I don't have these challenges. It's like the saying, the person that, complained about, how weak their legs were until they saw a man with no legs, and, how, painful their feet were until they saw someone with no feet. So that's a second area where we can really exercise gratitude and thankfulness. And the other one, I think, is probably the most important. So we can be thankful and show gratitude for the people and the things that are in our life, the things that we've experienced in the past that have gotten us to where we are, the relationships, the knowledge, the experience. Be thankful for the things that we're not experiencing, for the blessings in our life. And the really important one that I see for me right now, and I think for a lot of people, and this really has to do with how we look forward into life. Now, again, we can only live in this moment, but we can exercise gratitude and thankfulness for what we want our life to be, for the expectations that we have in our life. That's really exercising faith that good things are going to come my way, exercising faith that I can have the things that I dream about, or I can create the life that I want. I can actually be thankful in advance, and that seems to attract the right things to us, the things that we're grateful and thankful for that we don't actually possess or see yet, the type of health, the type of life, the type of family, the type of career that we want. By putting that thought out there and being thankful for it, even before you have it, actually attracts those things into our life. And so here's what I decided, and this is my social experiment, and I invite you to join me. Like I say, we can check in about 30 days and see what the difference is. But I've decided, since, I've got, one pill that I take twice a day. I've got one pill that I take at night. I've got, several that I take in the morning. And, and then of course I'm supplementing with a couple of other things a couple of times a day. So all of this stuff is going on. And I thought, well, if I can do all of that, and that's just to correct something, then how about really focusing on what matters? And that is the life that I have, the things that I'm thankful for, the people that I'm grateful for in my life. And what if I do more in that area than I'm doing in all these other areas? So what I've decided to do, and I didn't do it, I didn't get it yesterday, right? I decided I was going to take time 5 times a day to stop, to pause, and to be thankful, and to exercise an attitude and words and thoughts of thankfulness and gratitude. And yesterday I only did it twice. I wrote it down, and I planned to do it 5 times. And then when I checked in at the end of the day, I had only done it twice. And so I'm saying this now so you can help me be accountable to make sure that I'm doing it 5 times a day. And what I really expect to see is not only a change in my circumstances, but even more importantly, a change in me, a change in my attitude, a change in how I feel and what I experience throughout each day, because I'm recognizing with gratitude and with thankfulness all the great things that are in my life. I'm thankful for the things that I'm not experiencing, that I don't want to experience, and thankful for the things that I have faith to bring into my life. So, as we solve life's biggest problems, let's start with this one. Let's create a new habit. Let's give ourselves a prescription of gratitude and thankfulness and see what that does over time. And what I believe is this will be the type of prescription that we won't want to get off of, but that we'll want to increase and that we'll want to spread, and we'll want more of it until it becomes so much of a habit that I want to become and be a person who is thankful and who shows gratitude for all the things, all the people that make my life better, all the experiences, all the things that even may not feel good at the time, but that bring greater things in my life, that give me greater strength, and that help me to live life at a higher and a better level. So this is Dr. Urshel Metcalf today, giving you a prescription to join me. And for 30 days, I'm going to do it 5 times a day. I'm going to, make sure that I'm checking that in. I'm actually setting alarm on my phone so that I can check in at those moments, because if I just try to remember it, I don't have that habit built yet, right? So I want to build that habit. So I'm going to do things to cue me, to help me exercise and to show gratitude and show thankfulness. So if you see me, you talk to me, you text me, you can check in with me and ask me, hold me accountable, and let me know the things that you're thankful for in the comments. Let me know the things that you really are looking forward to, and I'll be thankful and show gratitude with you. My name is Urshel. This is Urshel Speaks. I really appreciate it. I'm thankful for you, for listening, for sharing this podcast, for encouraging me, and for being a part of my life. So we'll see you soon. Have a great week. Go out and make it the best day possible.